Hey new bodies, back with episode number 28. I haven't been around in a little while, haven't done an episode in a bit, and that's because I've been incredibly busy lately. And one of the things that I've been really busy with is what I want to talk to you about today. Now, this ties into episode 20, which was on one of our 10 principles, which is find a coach, not a friend. And that's really what's at the heart of one of the things that's been keeping me so incredibly busy. Now, what I want to talk to you really about is what I've been busy with, but why it matters. So I picked up a bike trainer. Now, for those who don't know what that is, that's essentially something that allows you to take a road bike, be it an actual road bike or mountain bike, or essentially a bike that actually moves you and not a stationary bike, and sort of turn it into a stationary bike by keeping the rear wheel from moving. Some of them you take the wheel off, some the wheel stays on. Some of them called rollers where actually both of the wheels move, and it's actually like you're riding on the outdoor surface, and you really need to work balance and your fine muscle coordination. They're really hard. I'd say it's more like riding on ice than riding on a road. I tried it, it's pretty amazing, but I opted for a trainer, and the one that I got is incredible. It's called the Wahoo Kicker, and it's controlled primarily through Bluetooth. You can also, or you will soon be able to control it through Ant Plus, for those who know what that is. But you can use an iPad, an iPhone, I'm sure there's some Android devices. I don't have one, so I can't speak to that. Or you can use a computer. So I happen to be using my Mac with a program called Trainer Road. Trainer Road has this huge library of different training options out there, different programs you can use, from short courses to incredibly long rides. And I've been doing a month-long training program called the Sufferfest Build. Now, the Sufferfest is a company out of Singapore that takes video from different races and has built these training programs that sort of tie to the races. They've got music that goes along with them, and they have really tough, just really tough programs with them. So there's a lot of intervals, there's a lot of really high effort, either slow grinding high effort or really fast spinning high effort, but either way, you go through the programs and you're beat at the end. They range from, I think there's one that's about 25 minutes, that's kind of rare, all the way up to just over 100 minutes. So I'm doing this month-long program that's a mix of Sufferfest programs, and then, so that's on a tough day, and then you have a recovery day. And on the weekends, you do much longer rides. So typically the rides are about an hour, and on the weekends you go to 90 plus minutes, and the effort's usually stepped up. It is getting me in really good shape to hit the roads with a vengeance, and when my Century ride comes around in the September timeframe, I know I'll be in a really good place for that. Whereas last year I did really well, but I essentially wasn't trained for it. So why am I talking to you about that? Well, first of all, I think it's awesome, and I just want to get the word out about it. So the Sufferfest, Trainer Road, Wahoo Kicker, big thanks to the team at Cycle Loft in Burlington, Massachusetts, who set me up with the kicker and just really helped me get going with it and make the right choice of what I should get for my needs. So thank you to the Cycle Loft. But how does this tie in to one of those 10 principles about finding a coach and not a partner and episode 20 of our podcast? Well, the reason why this is working so well for me versus just getting the trainer and sort of figuring out what to do on my own is the Sufferfest really pushes you with a lot of on-screen coaching, with really tough programs, and they're sort of barking at you the whole time. It's not a voice, it's text that flashes across the whole screen. But they're telling you, get up out of your saddle and really push it, and you go through an effort and they're like, come on, that wasn't enough, you gotta push it harder. They have a lot of fun with it. It's never mean, but it's always that sort of that coach's push that you really need. And I will say, when I do programs that don't have that coaching aspect to it, I do fine, but I don't feel like I'm pushing myself hard enough through my own natural drive and ability. And I've got quite a bit of drive and ability, at least I think I do. But having that outside person, or in this case, text on the computer screen, there was a person that wrote it, so that outside person pushing me makes a world of difference. And that's why I think my training is going so much better than, say, my morning cardio workout, where I follow the program on typically my elliptical machine. I do an interval workout, and I work at it, but to have someone sort of watching you and telling you when you're doing enough or when you need to push harder, that makes a world of difference. Now, last weekend, I spent a day with 2 trainers from the National Academy of Sports Medicine, the body that certified me as a personal trainer, and we went through sort of programming for how you work with clients, and our afternoon was basically how to build a program, and we went through 3 major program designs. And we did one of them, and I will tell you that having those 2 guys there barking at us and pushing us and critiquing us, and keeping us on our game so that when we finish one exercise, bang, go right into the next one, and not sort of taking a bit of a breather and looking around, which you'll see people do when they're working out on their own in a gym. That made us work so much harder. And I will tell you, I woke up Monday morning and I really felt it from that Sunday workout. And the workout was pretty intro, sort of entry level stuff. It wasn't as advanced as a lot of things that I do in my own workout, but they just pushed us that much harder. So the impact was so much more just valuable. And I almost want to use the word tremendous. Maybe that sounds like too much, but gosh, I felt it for something that should have been really entry level. That worked me out really well. So whether it's getting a personal trainer, whether it's getting an actual coach, like a sports or fitness coach, whether it's using some online or virtual option, or something like the Sufferfest, where you've got your program in front of you that's controlling, in this case, my bike trainer, my kicker, but it's barking orders at you and telling you what you need to do. And you also have those visual cues because you're in the midst of a race and you've got, the Italian comes and passes you or whatever it is, that really pushes you along. And having that coach really ups the ante in terms of the effort you're going to put in and the payback you're going to get for the time you're putting into your workout. So, nothing wrong with working out without a coach, but you will absolutely get more out of your workout by having someone watching you, pushing you harder, critiquing you and keeping your form right and making sure that you're not going to get injured, but getting you to that next level. You'll get there so much faster, and you will feel like you're doing the work and you're getting the payback for the effort you put in. So again, I got to reemphasize, even though we've already done an episode on this, I just have had 2 very personal experiences recently, so the message became clear to me. And I am a coach, so even a coach can use a coach, right? So get a coach, get someone to push you, whether it's real, whether it's virtual, however you go about it. Find someone to really motivate and push you harder, and you will enlighten your body.